Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 microphones that I use, and I'll let you hear the difference between them and the sorts of things that I use them for. The first one is this one. It's a USB connection to a computer. So the first thing is that it's limited in its space. It's about a 2-meter cord, so you really can't walk around and throw your hands around and talk while you're doing your demonstration. But this is very good for Zoom and for other sorts of online meetings. It is recording from this even without it being connected to me. What you need to remember with these ones is the distance that you place it from your mouth. So microphone facing up towards your mouth and about that distance away from your mouth. Things you need to be careful of are that your clothes are thick enough to hold it in place, because otherwise it'll drop inside your collar and be a little bit muffled in the sound, which you might be able to hear now. And also, if you've got dangly earrings, it's going to knock against that sort of a microphone. So I will just use one phrase so that we can compare each of the phrases with the different microphones so that you can hear the difference in the way that they're recording. So I'm going to use an example out of Floral art. We're going to talk about parallel designs. So parallel designs come from the European influenced design group. That's our catchphrase. Let's see what it sounds like with all of the different microphones that we use. Hello everyone, welcome back to the next session of our convention for 2021 New Visions. In this session, we're going to see 2 different demonstrations from 2 of our member groups of the Australian Floral Art Association, the Victorian Floral Art Association and the Floral Design Council of South Australia. This is the Rode. It's a 2-part microphone. So one part is connected to the computer, or you can have it connected to your phone, and this part you wear and you walk around with it. It's a very good quality, good sound comes out of it. I've used it outdoors as well as inside. It's a little bit more expensive than the entry-level one that we looked at first, but very much worth the investment. If you're going to be doing a lot of demonstrations and you need to move around and you still need to have the audio very clear, which is so important for all of your demonstrations. So let's listen to our key phrase, and so we'll be able to compare. Parallel designs are part of the European influenced group of designs. As floral artists, we are inspired by everything around us. Over the next 2 days, let us continue to be inspired. Let us learn new ways of using floral material. Let us appreciate the efforts of all those who tested their design skills by entering the competition. The third of the microphones we're comparing for you today is this one, the Samson CO1U. It's a professional condenser microphone. It's on a desk stand at the moment. You can use it handheld, so you hold it like you would an ice cream and talk into one side or the other side of it. And this one also has a pop filter, which protects the sound from sounding too much like the noises that you make with your lips, which you don't really hear yourself, but you can hear in a recording. This particular one I use for voiceovers, and I would suggest that might be something that you think about in terms of your demonstrations. If you're just starting out doing video demonstrations and you don't have an audience in front of you and you are used to having an audience in front of you, it can be hard to think about what you should be saying because you're not getting any feedback, not getting questions, you're not getting any reaction from an audience at that point in time. So perhaps an option for you is to do the demonstration video only, and then look at it and record the voiceover afterwards so that you can highlight things that you're doing at the time, and that makes it a much more personal presentation than it might be if you're trying to do the 2 things at once. So that gives you a fair idea of what it sounds like directly using this particular microphone, and I will play a recording where I have used it to do the voiceover after the video has been put together. The AFA Convention 2021 Special Awards. Best in Show, sponsored by the Australian Floral Art Association, goes to Sue Fingleton from Queensland for her exhibit in Class 2, Beyond the Boundaries. So that's our 3 microphones that we're comparing today. They're all ones I've used. I use them all for different purposes. So the first one we looked at was the Kirilux, which is the lapel clip one, quite light and easy to use. The adapter does actually have a port for earphones as well. I've not been able to make that work, but that might well be my computer or my earphones. But that's a handy feature to have as well, particularly for meetings. If you're going to use it online for meetings, it comes in a nice little carry bag as well. The Rode, which is the one I'm using, shouldn't have banged on it, that'll deafen you. It comes in a little bag as well for both units, fit in the bag, and it's got some cables that come with it. Very much the one that I would recommend as an all-purpose indoor-outdoor doing your demonstrations. It really is the best sound for a moving type of activity, and it cuts out so much of the background noise. You'd be amazed at actually how much noise there is around me today that you can't hear. And then of course for desktop stuff, if you're going to do a demonstration and you're going to do a voiceover afterwards rather than talk while you're doing demonstrations, which sometimes can be a much better way for you to go if you're not comfortable about talking as you're doing a demonstration when you've got no audience in front of you. It might be easier for you to put the demonstration together and then do a voiceover afterwards. And so for that, we recommend the Samson. You can stand up and hold the microphone and talk to the screen as you're looking at what you've recorded in terms of the video. I would suggest you get the pop filter. It takes away that extra noise that you make without hearing it yourself, but you will hear it in a recorded version. That's the 3. I'll have links below to each of the microphones so you can have a look at them and see the reviews yourself. But I would recommend all of those, but particularly I think the Rode in terms of its usefulness for you across the board. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.